Everybody, welcome in to Real Talk with Spoon and Puddin. I'll be the one and only Big Spoon.
I'll be the pudding over here.
All right, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, or the mothers that had to be both. The primary purpose of this podcast is to educate, share thoughts and opinions. When we have proof and evidence on the topic, it will be brought forth. This podcast does not constitute advice or service to anyone. Spoon and Puddin do not accept any responsibility or liability for our guests or anyone's comments or actions based on the material we talk about on this podcast. This podcast is for private, non-commercial use, and everyone should ascertain that the information we provide is correct and verified at all times. There shall be no adding to, editing, or reproduction of this podcast without prior written permission from Spoon and Puddin. You can reach us at Real Talk with Spoon and Puddin at gmail.com. What's up, Puddin?
Oh, I'm going through my emails. I don't think the city's giving me anything.
Oh, you think the city's still slow rolling us?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. What did you get? Anything?
No, ain't got nothing. They still 3 months for police files, and I've requested a bunch more. I even requested another one last night, which they won't get till Monday, which is fine. What's up? What's up, baby?
What are you doing?
Doing my podcast. What do you think I'm doing? You think I'm jumping rope?
No. Why would you ask that?
Now I'm going through here. I'm going to look through and say, I don't think I've seen anything. So. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Going through here, I'm going to look through and say, I don't think I've seen anything. So. You got a little feedback on your end there, Spoon.
I got her turned down. Yeah, it's kind of a little irritating that the city wants to,
Check
they
the
want
spam.
They want to claim they're understaffed and overworked.
So what did you have happen to you?
Well, this is the way I look at the city. I mean, as of 2021, he was already $42 million in debt. So what's paying somebody else to do the everyday job of the open records request? I mean, that's going to be a small, minuscule amount of money. It's, what are you going to lose? $25,000 for a year, not $42 million?
Even if they gave him $50,000 a year, it would
Yeah.
just fall in there somewhere.
Yeah. The issue we had last night is, and I don't know this is just by hearsay. We're over here on Fowler Ford inside the city limits. You want to be on screen? There you go. They're around 422-11-439, and they've built this amazing building back there, and they've put in new concrete in the drive and new gate. It all looks good, right? Well, apparently that they say they are unincorporated, so they don't fall under any of the city or county bylaws or ordinances or codes. They can just do what they want. This is just hearsay now. But they're throwing weddings and parties out there. But instead of being inside their big, beautiful, brand new building, they're outside with these big, immaculate tents throwing a party, which is fine still. But they have this amazing sound system, and they got the bass turned all the way up that it's about 150 yards direct line if you go southwest from my house. And you can't even hear the TV if you turn the TV up. It's just rocking their windows and stuff. So the people that live directly behind or in front of that, they were majorly pissed. The police, I think they said they had 100 and something calls within an hour trying to get them shut down last night. And the police kept going over there, and they would shut the music off. And as soon as the police would leave, they crank it back up. And you could hear him. The guy on the mic would say, "We're getting complaints by the neighbors." So all the people would, cheer and stuff, and they would.
That's what you get when you attack the city. They ain't come to your rescue.
Brandy Money, yeah, we're talking about the party over on Fowler Ford last night. If you know anything about it, you can fill me in. It personally, it didn't really bother me because I work nights, but you got kids that's got to sleep. Brandy says it was going on all day until 11 or so. Yeah, it's because the police made them shut down at 11. That's the only reason it shut down when it did. But we got friends that live on Longview. You know where Longview is? Or if you're coming from your house to town and you go past the BP station where 76 is, the next red light, past the school and the new dollar store.
Oh, where that U.S. Steel is?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the next one. You got the red light at 76, and
Yeah,
then you
with
got
BP.
then you got the next red light before you get into town. Remember
Yes,
that little?
that's the one where if you turn right, there's a steel plant on the
Oh, okay. Well, we got friends that live on that road, and they said it was rocking their house from Fowler Forward. We got other friends that
It's
work.
past the hospital. You turn right at the light. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that's a big, great distance, you know. So as a friendly neighbor, being as they wanted to be jackasses last night and act the way they are, you know, I'm gonna have to pull and make sure they got a business license and alcohol license, and you know, and all
If
that.
they're unincorporated.
Huh?
If they're unincorporated.
I don't see how you can be unincorporated inside of city limits and just do whatever you want. There's still codes and ordinances you got to follow. So if that's the case, then I'm going to unincorporate myself and do what the hell I want to.
I don't know.
Brandy said they live off of Linwood, that's off of South Russell, and they could hear it clear as day. So I mean, this stuff just. I don't understand. If they would have went inside the building and done their base and stuff, that building would have probably muffled enough that nobody would probably cared. But right next door or across the street, you got a older couple, elderly, and the man, he's not in good health, and they're within 60 yards of that thing. So what do you think it was doing to that house? Then you got these people that are right in front of it and was within probably 40 yards of the speakers. What do you think it was doing to their house? And this is up to 11 o'clock at night when the police finally shut them down. I mean, I'm all for a man making money and doing business and all that, but
No, not that one.
no. Oh well. Here's the real problem. They have 17 acres over there. Instead of building it in the back lot of their 17 acres, away from all the houses and stuff, what they do? They put it up front, right behind everybody. You know. If you'd have built it in the back of your 17 acres out in the middle of the field, away from everybody's home, you probably would get a lot less pushback on it, you know. And now that they got it up and running open, it's going to be every freaking weekend and probably some nights during the week.
Every weekend, your favorite councilmen and aldermen are going to rent it out and crank the music up to bug you now.
The music ain't gonna bother me because I work nights, so yeah. It's going to bother all the other neighbors and the wife and kids who try to sleep. But
well, now you just told them to start the music in the daytime when you're trying to sleep.
Yeah, go ahead. That'd maybe rock me to sleep.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. But nah, like I said, I heard about it this morning. I guess you know.
Well,
little bit was showing me your Facebook posts from last night, or Amy.
It wasn't mine.
Oh, Amy's.
I tell you what I did. I went over to the neighbor's drive that's next to them, and I pulled down there and shined my bright lights on them and laid on my horn for about 5 minutes. Of course, that didn't do anything. They just kind of laughed at me and got louder, but I just wanted to let them know that, hey, I can make a lot of noise too. How would you like it? But I don't know how you can have a business inside the city limits and be serving alcohol, not have a street address, and then claim you're unincorporated.
I don't know, man. I'm just sitting here. Oh, how's your Father's Day going so far?
Not too damn good. I'm still waiting on my drink. What time is it? Still waiting on my breakfast. I'm supposed to get breakfast in bed, you know. What is it? It's lunchtime. No, I got some pretty good presents from the wife and the kids.
That you paid for.
No. My oldest daughter texted me from Georgia and told me Happy Father's Day. I said, "Where's my breakfast in bed?" She said, "On the counter. Where you at?" I'm like, "Come on now."
Mm-hmm. No.
And then my good friend in Alabama, Jamie, he texted me and then
lights out.
Yeah, lights out. He said if we were prison buddies, I would trade you for a Yoo-hoo. I'm like, that's just wrong. trade me for you. I'd at least get some crackers and you, some goldfish or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about yesterday?
What house on Fowler Ford? It's not a house. It's around 422. I live at 439. They built this big immaculate building back there, and they're going to be hosting weddings and events. Kathy,
Get it on your phone and put it up on the camera.
oh well, I guess I can do that. Hey, hang on a minute. I'll
Try
show you.
to-
I'll show you the video from last night, and this is from my driveway. I'll try to get it to where you can hear it. Hey,
Mhm.
you got to turn my. I don't know if y'all can see it.
It's horrible.
Huh?
You got to bring it up to the camera.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get you to hear it too. That's just the lights and stuff. This is from my driveway. See how close? See how close they are? Can you imagine? Big pounding speakers.
What?
I don't know if you can you hear the sound? Yeah, my sound on my phone sucks. But anyway, there's that. Like I said, I'm all.
Get it on your phone and put it up on the camera.
I had to turn my volume up and then back down. I'm all for people having a business and making money and all that, but 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then here's the thing. We also have another city ordinance, which is okay. But after the cops came a couple times and done their thing, told them to quieten it down and stuff, they started mocking the cops and the neighbors because they got louder, and then they started shooting fireworks off, which is against city ordinance because you're only allowed 2 weeks. I think it's the 21st through the 5th or 22nd through the 5th, something like that. I don't know. Which I know the people paid for the party and all that, but they ought to have a lot of little common sense going, I'm going to be here. And then they show up and they got this loud bass that's just rocking everybody. I mean, wouldn't common sense tell somebody, these neighbors are not going to be happy with what's going on here. I don't understand when you have that big a building. You probably hadn't seen it, have you? I mean, it's probably 50 foot tall. I mean, it's a big metal building. It's kind of like a pole barn, but it's metal.
I ain't been by there in a while.
And it's enclosed. So why wouldn't you move everything inside, right? The music and stuff. I'm not talking about you. If you want your big tents outside with your lights and eating dinner and stuff outside, fine. But to have all that music and everything outside, that just one shows what kind of respect you have for the community, I mean, we have our little cookouts out back here, and we have a little bitty speaker, right? We don't have nothing that rocks the neighborhood.
Maybe you should start investing.
No, I like my privacy, and I like to stay to myself, and I like my neighbors to be able to do the same. I don't want to upset them. My neighbors, all of our neighbors, we take care of each other.
Not anymore.
Well, not this new one. Now they got all the neighbors, my neighbors against them.
Yeah.
And the one that lives directly across the road, that's probably second or third closest. He's a retired police officer from Chicago, retired military. And when you got a police officer saying, no, that's not how you do. Because a lot of times they're very, very.
This ain't Chicago.
Look at Latimer. Latimer saying, I need some aircrete fence.
15 feet.
Mm.
No, what? Word.
But I think the cops were out there about at least 5 or 6 different times. The police were.
We should have Latimer text us.
Yeah, Latimer, you want to come on? If you do, Message me your email so I can send you a link and come on.
No, I don't know. I know Eric said he was busy outside, so said he was working outside. I said, well, you'll have a link if you want to come on. No.
Or anybody with some good information for that matter. Oh my God.
What?
I hit the wrong button.
What'd you do?
Latimer said y'all will get banned. YouTube's already kicked us off a couple of them a few times, so we don't care.
Maybe we don't care. At some point, you don't give a damn about YouTube anyway.
No,
because they're so open. You know, they don't censor anything. You know, because they're so open. You know, come on now, censor anything. Turn it down. What'd you do, Spoon? Looks like you're taking a dump.
I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get this.
Like squeeze, like get it out there. Come on.
Come on, Latimer. Come on, Amy. Y'all worried about getting banned? We ain't gonna get banned. We say some crazy crap.
We don't care. Like I said, YouTube's they're. I don't call them called a public square. They're a broadcaster. You know, they're an editor because they always shut down discussion on the things they don't like, so that makes them an editor, not a public square.
Yeah,
I think they should be held liable for that Buffalo shooter because supposedly the Buffalo shooter found a video on YouTube that taught him how to do that with his rifle.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So they should be held liable because they're an editor. That's how I feel about YouTube this time. You got to be a public square to have 230 protection, but YouTube doesn't. So that's where I say, here you go, YouTube. There you go.
So on this thing, I'm gonna have to do my research. But number one, how do you claim you're agricultural? That's what they're claiming. They're agricultural, and they're unincorporated. So my first response was, where's your flock of whatever you have, and where's your gardens and what you're growing? Oh, you can claim you're agricultural, and
they're growing music.
Yeah, fun. Apparently.
Maybe they got a still in the back, and they're growing some.
Hey, I mean,
corn water, high ethanol content.
If they found some loophole, you could claim to be agricultural and unincorporated, not have an address, and not have to be paying taxes to the city and do whatever the hell you want. I'm jumping on that bandwagon. I'm not mad. I'm jumping on it. All right. But
I don't know. I think you got to, like, when the city moves, you've got to reject to be proposed to be in the city. I think there's something. I know that, like the city down in Florida, Popka tried to incorporate out past my parents, and they said no, they wanted to remain county.
Right. So yeah, but the city hadn't moved over here. It's the same.
What do you mean?
But
I mean, years and years ago, as the city expanded,
right?
As the town lines expanded, if the person said no, then they stay county.
Well, the rumor is, I say rumor because I don't know this factual, that a police officer for the city of Portland, his parents own that property. So how true that is, I don't know. What that has to do with the price of milk in Alaska, I don't know that either. All I know is if I have city ordinances and codes I got to follow, and the rest of the people do, they're going to damn well follow them. If not, they're going to have a lot of neighbors making their life hell over there because they're going to make our life hell.
Well,
I mean, because if they're unincorporated and they don't have to pay taxes or anything else, if we just show up over there,
pay state taxes.
If we show up over there, they can't call the city police for help, right? I mean, they're not paying anything towards it.
No, they'll have to call the volunteer fire department and the county for assistance.
Well, there you go. How long is it going to take the county to show up? We can go over and make our mark and leave before the county gets here.
There's probably your county might be there before the police. I mean, remember the police was all at breakfast. So, you showed a picture last weekend. They was all at breakfast.
Yes.
It'd been at least half-hour response.
Yeah.
They ain't putting their eggs and bacon down. What are you talking about?
And and the city, like, here's another thing about the city. Last week they were in Springfield. The chamber was throwing an event for somebody over in Springfield. Which what is a chamber of one city doing an event and ribbon cutting in another town across county lines? I don't know, but we had a lot of our city people over. The mayor was there, and I got a picture of Alderwoman Thompson or Alderwoman Thompson and her friend old Daughtry and her lover Officer Hope, who rescued her from the DUI, all together over there dancing and drinking and
Yeah,
having
well,
a good time.
that's what I'm saying. There, you got you got the city, you got the city cops right there.
Yeah, the whole
You know,
the whole shift at breakfast.
if your party people were inside the city and they needed them, they're going to be waiting until breakfast is over. But
That's
you
right.
never know. The sheriffs might be there quicker than the city police.
Well, I don't know if any of you watched the council meeting that I went to and asked them.
No,
what,
no, you're
well,
defending your Klansmen.
here's the reason that the Portland Sun and the city alderman Thompson didn't say anything about the stop and Daughtry, because they're best friends. And then let's not forget. Let's throw.
So who's that?
That's Alderwoman Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
granddaughter. She's a Collins granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother's
So she got
the
she got her
blonde.
job because of whose crotch the doctor snatched her out of.
The blonde is Daughtry, but she changed her name on Facebook and goes by Chris Lynn now, because she don't want to be harassed on her breaking the law and getting rescued, right? And then you got all three of them here. You got Alderwoman Thompson, and you got Daughtry and her lover Officer Hope. They're all together.
Oh,
Yeah. And this is all going on in Springfield, I believe, over in Robertson County. The chamber is throwing on an event. And
so the tax dollars for Portland are paying for another town to make the profits.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they wouldn't. You wouldn't want to crap where you eat, right?
I'm going to request how many tax dollars were spent over there, but they'll probably lie. They'll probably lie to us if we get a response. They probably won't get a response at all.
Oh well.
Which I know the
Come
city
on,
recorder, city recorder, and people were upset because they're getting so many records requests. Is Latimer even still on there?
I don't know. I'm just messing with him.
Brian Wade said Main Street Portland Chamber's 60th birthday. Was that where they were at? Yeah, he said that's where the picture was from. But I do know that the chamber had some ribbon cutting over in Springfield, Robertson County, where the mayor and them were there. So if those pictures were from Portland instead of Springfield, I
retract
apologize.
that statement.
Yeah, I apologize but they were still, they're still together. But I'm still curious of how much money the taxpayers was spent in Robertson County and Springfield on the ribbon cutting and the event over there. Which I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it's somebody who worked for the city, opened up some kind of business over there, which is great. I mean, it's unfortunate that he had to go outside the city and county to do it. But maybe that's where he moved to and where he wanted it. And that's good. I'm glad he did. Brian Wade said, yeah, they close it close it down on Main at least once a month or something. Which that's all well and good if that's the chamber wants to put on an event once a month, but how is it costing the taxpayers money for them to do it once a month? That's the question. Or are they raising money? Because
I sent you someone's email. So
who is that?
well, you know who.
Okay. All right. Will you lead it here while I do this?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just sitting here. Like I said,
It won't take me but a second, but I'll get it.
He said he hasn't done his makeup yet.
Well, I don't.
Well,
I
I
don't.
just come
I
on.
don't think.
Come,
I don't. I
come
don't
on
think
and
it would help
come
him.
on and scare everybody away. Oh,
Maybe he'll want to talk on the
fluoride.
fluoride and stuff that we hit on last week.
Oh, I don't know. We can talk on that or talk on the fact that I think he told me that he thinks they spend about 15 grand a year or something. But last he checked, I don't know if that's the current price.
Tell
I
him.
sent him the FOIA request and shown it to him where I requested country of origin, MSDS.
Right.
Oh,
Well, tell him it is sent.
it is sent. The email is, just
It is
click the
sent.
link. Click the
Well,
link and you can join in.
well, while we're waiting, before we get into something deep, I want to wish all of you fathers out there a very, very happy Father's Day, and I hope that your children treat you good and make your day special. I know the society wants to make Mother's Day out to be a big deal, and Father's Day gets left behind. But not saying the mother's not important, because the mothers are very, very important, and they should feel special. But from time to time,
Oh boy, little bits in there telling you LBS.
time to time, the fathers need a special day. What Hobbit's got to say something, because I wanted to say Happy Father's Day to people.
Yeah, little bits in there saying something about BS.
Mm-hmm. Get your step ladder out when you talk to me.
Oh, you should have seen the meme, Mikey. Oh god, I got this last night. Hold on a second. He sent me this last night before he left. Or he said, "This you, Trey." So it says,
Yeah, no shit.
But
so you think if
what?
You think I'll get a response if I ask them how much taxpayers money was spent on Robinson
Dude,
County?
the only thing I think we've got is you got your first request. Come on, turn that volume down.
Who?
I got feedback somewhere.
Not for me.
You can't really?
Yeah, everything I got, it's off. Amy told me she heard that whoever opened the business over here used to work for Portland, and maybe they might be going green.
No.
Latimer said $1 a head a year. What? $1 a head a year. It costs $1 a head a year. So,
well, you've gotten, you got your response that I've gotten one response from Portland, and that was just a letter from the guy at the water plant, and you've gotten one response. Other than that, we haven't gotten any responses
here lately. Well, no, remember she sent you the same response she sent me, because she got.
Well, she sent you.
You confused.
We'll get
me?
to it in July, and I think she got. You can. Yeah. Well, whatever. She's not happy because, you may be getting ready to expose something she doesn't want out.
Oh well. As a wise man said, we shall see. That's what I was talking about with my neighbor across the street. He's a retired military police officer.
I mean, they should just go ahead and put some cameras up, and then just get an OnlyFans page and just watch all these city officials just go bang each other. It seems like to be the.
Come on, Latimer, quick comment and jump on here. Well, they want to be pissed off at the messenger. All I'm doing is giving you facts and evidence when I get it. And they want to label me as the troublemaker, right?
No. See, you're the troublemaker because you're questioning their authority.
Oh yeah.
And they moved into government so they could have authority and power over you, and you're not supposed to question them.
What'd you say, Cartman? Don't test my authority. Your little South part.
No.
Well, apparently the whole city of Portland, the police and all that, it's just one big orgy. If you follow all the routes, everybody's. I made the comment last night. Everybody's sleeping with somebody. So if somebody comes down with something, only one of them's got to go to the doctor and get meds. They can share the meds with all the rest of them because they know they're all sleeping with each other. It's like.
Speaking of, what was your latest? I remember you wanted to talk about that just a tad bit on your wonderful dog catcher.
Oh, what's the latest on her? Well, that's been a good, interesting story. She gets on Hip Portland and Facebook and stuff, and on her personal time,
Since
harassing.
you said little ta.
Yeah,
Respect.
harassing and threatening the citizens. So I think it was it Friday, or I don't know. It was one day, but not only because when I seen her post something again, I got on there and I was laying into her, and a bunch of citizens were laying into her. My wife was laying into her because I told her, I said, she's trying to say, leave me alone and stop harassing me. And I'm like, no, you've been on here harassing the citizens for days and weeks. Every time I see you on here, I'm going to be on here all over you. I said, so buckle your chin strap. So, and after we laid into her, me and the wife and a bunch of other citizens, she went back and deleted her post. I guess she got tired of getting hammered by our comments. I mean, because she's just stupid. She's on there acting like she's, God, judge, jury, and executioner to these people. That she made a comment to somebody, and she even wrote a fine to a citizen because she fed a stray cat, and the stray cat was at her house because she fell under the code. And the code said the code is basically for your animals. And then it has a line item in there that says if you harbor another animal. So she wrote her a fine telling her she needed to get that animal spayed and neutered and get its vaccinations because that cat was now hers. I'm like, no, that's not true. I said the definition of harbor is to hide and what else was it?
Obfuscate, hide, shelter.
Give refuge, use, shelter, hide to that. And somebody commented to her and said, well, I fed a homeless person once. Am I responsible for their vaccinations and neutering them?
I guess it depends according to her if it was on your property or not.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this is the same woman that come on my property. I don't know. It's been a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know how long it's been, but the city ordinance and the law says as long as your animal is contained, right? So that means if my dog's in my yard, not roaming, not causing any problems, that he's good, right? Well, she comes in my yard and wrestles him in a cage and bloodies his mouth up. So me and her have words out there outside. And I think Mr. Rush is not an officer anymore, but he was at the time, and he was over her. But he made her release the dog because his rabies tag fell off. And I'm like, all right, his tag fell off. I got all of his proof, but I couldn't find it. But she argued with me, and I told her, I said, you're gonna let that dog out of the cage. That's the first thing you need to do right now is go open that cage and let the dog out. You have no authority to come in my yard and wrestle my dog in your damn cage.
That's what she did.
Yeah, pretty much.
I told you, respect it. You shall respect it.
And she
Some
has
people should never be given a thought of.
She's not a professional. She wants to think like she's, like I said, God, judge, jury, and executioner. She gets on social media, Facebook, just cussing the citizens. I asked her a question. It was a smart ass question. I said, Jamie Weekly, are you on here harassing, threatening the citizens on your personal time? Or are you acting as a police / animal control officer? And she went on this long rant to me, cussing me and stuff, and stop harassing me. And no. Amy said she has no professionalism. Every other city employee is expected to be professional and respectful at all times, both on city and personal time, but she seems to be exempt from that. Because the chief, he's pissed at me because I tell the truth, and he thinks she does an amazing job. So he's going to back her up, even though all these complaints that she's had, they hadn't come from me. You know, she even told me in the rant, she says, go make a complaint on me. You know where the police station is? Look, I got lots of ways to get you. I don't have to go file a complaint on you. You know, if you want to act like a middle schooler, I can stoop down to your level. I'll be a high schooler, though. I'm a little
Well,
smarter.
you never know, man. You better just hope she ain't one of these, like, unknown power kids from one of the power people in town, like.
Nah, she's not even from around here.
Oh,
She ain't been in this town very long.
I was going to say maybe she was like an illegitimate, love child or something from the circle jerks of the political powers in Portland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I say, Portland should just do an OnlyFans and just get some cameras in there and just film the orgies that they're having anyway. At least they could put some money back into the Portland city budget that way.
well, I know there's one citizen that my wife talked to. I don't know her name, so I'm not going to say her name, but I think it's the same one she gave a citation to about the stray cat. And then the citizen went and talked to, I guess, her boss or sergeant or whatever. And then whatever the animal control lady then said was different from what the citizen said. And then the citizen's like, no, she's lying. Well, she talked to the boss, and then the boss, I guess, called her and said, well, no, the animal control agent said that you told her you took control of the animal, that you took responsibility for it. And she's like, no, she's lied. So the citizen went and pulled the body cam footage, because she wears a body cam, and proved that the animal control lady, so she's not only on there just throwing away her weight, she's also lying on the people. And I can't stress this enough. Anytime you have any dealings with any kind of police officer, whether it's animal control, wildlife, anything, always make sure it's recorded. First question you ask them is your body cam on? If it's not on, you say, turn it on. I'm not going to speak to you. Get your phone out, record them. Because
you could go ahead and get your phone out at the beginning. I would suggest that highly. Just go ahead.
I would suggest that, but I would also make sure they have their body cam on.
Your body cam on, sir? But again, you don't have to talk to them. A lot of people don't understand that Fifth Amendment, boy, it's a mother.
The best thing you can say to the police, it's nothing. All right.
You don't.
And they have no authority over you until a law is broken.
And once the law is broken, charge me or let me go. That's about it.
And you don't have to give them your ID unless they have RAS. That's reasonable, articulable suspicion that you have committed a crime.
And let's go ahead and state we're not lawyers, but
you're in the act of committing a crime, or you're about to commit a crime. That's a disclaimer.
Arrest me, charge me, or let me go. Those are really the only three things you should say to them.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, it seems to be easier to hand them your driver's license and not to worry about that fight, even though you don't technically have to.
Yeah. Well,
you can show it to them.
Why should you submit to something that's not lawful?
I wonder what would happen if a cop was pulling you over and he says, "Let me you show him your driver's license." So you show him it's legal. And then he says, "Let me see it so you can leave with it." I'd be like, "Not until you hand me yours first." He'd probably tell you where to go stick it.
You don't have to hand them your license even when they request it. You show them.
I know you don't.
The first thing they teach us as truck drivers, I don't know if they taught you that or not.
Yes,
the first thing they teach us is you do not hand your license to anyone. Not even
because if they lose it, you're now ineligible of moving the motor vehicle forward.
Right. Even when a trooper pulls us over on the side of the interstate, we're in our
we give it to
with tractor trailer. I don't. I say here's the information. I have them write it down on the pad. Now, in the past, I have given my license to an officer, but I will never do it again. And I'm not saying this because all officers are bad, because even in our town, we have a lot of good officers. I know we do. But just like people, you got some bad, crazy people out here, and you got some bad, crazy officers. So if you're not wanted for a crime and you didn't do anything, number one thing is you don't answer questions. You make sure you're recording and have their body cam on. You don't give them your license. Plain and simple. I mean, the same thing. My son got in trouble with the wildlife thing. I told you about that. And the wildlife officer showed up here, and my son started to hem-haw around like he was going to withhold information or lie to him. And I stopped and interrupted him. And I said, look, son, I said, this officer right here already knows the truth. He's just like your father. He's asking the question for formality to see if you're going to lie to him. So I said, you got two options. You answer his questions and you tell him the truth, or you tell him to get his ass in his truck and get out of your driveway, because you don't have to say anything to him. And that officer said, your dad's right. That's your two options.
Arrest me, charge me, or let me go.
That's right.
Technically 3 options.
I guess your little buddy ain't gonna come on, is he?
Now, my buddy is he's our buddy. What are you talking about?
Where'd you go, little buddy?
But I mean, I wasn't going to stay on here long anyway.
No, it's Father's Day. You want to get out and enjoy the
You said
sunshine.
something about going to Whataburger.
That's gonna be after swimming.
Oh gosh, I don't know, man.
What?
I don't think Whataburger's that. I mean, I know the people around here are going to scory at me for it, but I've been eating it since Lord have mercy. I've been to Texas. I went to Texas in like 2000.
I like it.
I've been eating Whataburger for 22 years. It's nothing special to me.
Okay, well, not to you, but
no, the people like you in this area who's like,
I've been eating it for 5 or 6 years, maybe. When every time we go to Florida, we'll get it, and we come through Alabama, we'll stop in Birmingham around there and get it. It's not.
I mean, when I lived in Jacksonville, they opened one up right down the street from us in like 2006.
You don't even like their shakes? I think their shakes are good.
I mean, it's just a burger joint. It's another burger joint.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Is it better than McDonald's? Well, what isn't?
Yes.
But,
I think it's better than McDonald's. I think it's better than McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King and Hardee's.
I don't know about Wendy's now. I might have a disagreement with y'all.
Well, it depends on which Wendy's you go to and what time you get it. Because I get some that's great, and then sometimes I get them, I'm like, no.
I like Wendy's
and Hardee's, which the wife's right. Hardee's does have a good burger. The Hardee's does have a good burger if you get their good big burger, but you can't afford it.
It's like frozen. It's still a frozen patty. Wendy's is at least fresh.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Wendy's,
it's not.
Watch them put it on the grill. It is.
No, it's not.
They are patty. They're pre-pattied, but they're not frozen. It's never frozen. Wendy's hamburgers are not.
You talk to them about them little square, little thin things?
No, I'm talking about the quarter pounder and the
okay.
Triple. No,
okay.
No, not them little square things. I don't know about them little square things.
But I was gonna say those are frozen.
No, they're real. Well, no, but you go to Whataburger. What are you getting? You're getting the big expensive burger. That's pretty much it. So what I'm saying is when you're comparing apples to apples, the real quarter Wendy's versus a quarter Whataburger. That's all.
That Baconator, it was always pretty good.
Like I said, nice, greasy. Comes. It really isn't frozen. That's what I'm advocating for.
But I'm talking about like the shake. You don't like the shake at Whataburger compared to the rest of them? I mean, I think it's
steak
a lot better.
I like Steak and Shake.
Well, yeah, but do we have a Steak and Shake? No.
You gotta go to Hendersonville, right?
All right. Mm-hmm. I mean, Frosty Freeze has got the best milkshakes up here in Franklin.
Really? I haven't tried them.
They got baby burgers too.
They're like enlarged gut bombs from Crystal.
No, the baby burgers at Frosty Freeze. Frosty Freeze. They got baby burgers. They're the same as Crystals or White Castles. I think they're a little better.
Still, I mean, I'm comparing them to White Castles and Crystals. Same style. But I don't know. I'm not a big milkshake.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't guess he's going to come on. Keep waiting to see if he's going to show up. But I guess.
Oh well, we can't make people show their face and talk about facts and the truth.
But no, we'll be back we're going to be on morning next week, right?
Yeah, be on the morning.
Right.
I got some onion rings. Look at here.
Onion rings.
Yeah, I do like some Sonic onion rings.
Mm-hmm. But no, we're gonna get out. I'm gonna get off. I don't know about you. I'm gonna get up and go get
Thank you,
ready.
son. Yeah, we got things to do and people to see and babies to kiss.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that for your, you know, photographs for your campaign?
Yeah. After all the stuff we've been pulling, see what kind of shape it's in. I don't know if I want any part of that.
Come on, don't back down. They got you scared now.
No, I'm not scared. It's just in such disarray. I don't know if anybody want it.
Oh well, I guess we'll catch everyone next week, huh?
And I'm married, so
Oh, you can't be a part of the big orgies?
it can't be a part of the big orgy. Let me practice. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
All right, so you got it. No.
All right, everybody have a good Father's Day. We'll see you next Sunday morning.
All right, see you on next Sunday.